This time around, the same thing as always. My bad, I was looking at my phone. But we are live this time. About to get, into it. All right. So yeah, let's get into it. So as you can see, price is bullish. And so since price is bullish, like I always do, this is my pre-raise bullish breakup structure. That means that what this is my swing low and this is my swing high. Now, since that is my swing low and that is my swing high, I am looking for longs. I'm looking for demand zones, right? And this right here is a demand zone that swept liquidity. This is a demand zone that swept liquidity. If I zoom in, I really feel like I traded this section before. So honestly, yeah, I backtested this area before because it looks very familiar. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna delete that. All right, I'm gonna let price run a little bit more because I do remember the area because of the structure of it. So we're gonna start right here. Actually, I'm gonna let it go a little bit longer, just to let it go a little bit longer. Okay, that should be fine. That should be fine. Can I go my 1 minute time frame? Cool. As long as I go my 1 minute time frame, I am all Gucci. Bro, I back tested this area before. You know what? Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's start at a random location. I close my eyes, press it. Wherever it goes is where it goes. Like I said, long as okay, can't go my 1 minute. Maybe I should have had this sorted out before I started streaming. Let's go now. Daily again. Let's go about here. Cool. Wherever that's at, cool. Let's start right there. Can I go my 1 minute? We cannot. Let's continue. Let's actually let's do this right quick. I apologize for wasting your time so far. Um, actually, let me see something. Let's go here and let's zoom this out to about here. All right. No, that's crazy. This is the area where I just was. It's all right. It's okay. Anyways, we see that this price is bullish. So this is my 4 hour break of structure because price is bullish, right? So since that is my 4 hour break of structure, my bad. I'm just looking on my phone real quick because I like to make sure that my video is doing okay while I'm, recording. Even though I don't really have any viewers, I just still look just to make sure that it looks good on that side. So this is my swing low, and this up here is my swing high. And this swing high actually is not determined, is not valid, but I will mark that as my swing high. Um, Here is where liquidity was swept. So this is a demand zone that swept liquidity. So this makes this a high probability, um, a high probability zone. So if I zoom in even more, what else do I see? And honestly, as I'm doing this, I back tested this area too. Now that I'm doing it, but honestly, I'm not even gonna continue to look for a different area. Um, I don't know when I did this, but I know I do backtest this specific asset a lot. So I'm most likely, run into the same setups or same scenarios a lot. So yeah. Okay, anyways. price is bullish. So, right, that is my higher time frame. This is my higher time frame analysis. My higher time frame analysis is that price is bullish. So when price comes back into this demand zone, I should be looking for buyers to trade price back up. Simple as that. Let's go to my 15-minute time frame and do the same exact thing. My last bullish break of structure is here. Right, internal break of structure. That means this will be my swing low. So basically, when price breaks that low, that is telling me that price is bearish. Right. This is my swing high. Up here is my swing low. But if I really look at price, I can maybe even find um a minor break of structure or like an internal break of structure. Right. Honestly, let's see. Price comes down, it goes up. It comes down a little bit, it goes up, but not really in this area. So honestly, I can say this is my last like 5 minute break of structure. So when price gets past that point, right here is telling me that okay, let me actually change this. Right here is telling me that okay, price is price is bearish on my 5 minute. And the price is bearish on my 5 minute, eventually it will come to be bearish on my 15 minute. So can mark that. And honestly, I don't do anything. I just wait. So I expect this liquidity to be swept. Right. This point of interest, I expect the area to be swept. I see price going back up. So it swept liquidity from about here and then it started to go back up. But let's see what price continues to do. Boom. It sweeps liquidity. Right. It doesn't give me a market shift. It sweeps liquidity. And so since since price right now is most likely about to start to go up. And I say that because if I was to pull up my premium and discount tool, the bottom is my discount, the top is my premium. Right now, price is in a discount. So right now, price has a chance of a disrupt liquidity, breaking above here, tapping into this zone or tapping into this area. So that's what I can anticipate on what price can be doing. Right. But like I said, we're not going to assume, we're not going to guess. We are just going to react. So now that price is up liquidity, guess what? I'm going to drop to my 5 minute time frame and literally just identify price. My 5 minute time frame, I see that there is a liquidity sweep there. That means what? This is my swing high. I'm gonna have to change it from being a dot. I'm starting not to like it. So, right. Price up liquidity. Right. This black candle, this bullish candle, that is my liquidity candle. The candle next to it created the fractal market shift, which means that what this is the pivot candle that led to that. All right. And I know I'm supposed to be looking for buys, I mean sales, but guess what? Like price hasn't officially turned bearish yet. Like the second, like I mean, because in reality, the internal structure is bullish. The external structure is bullish, but the second layer of internal structure is bearish. So overall, price is still bullish, right? So when it comes down here, it most likely, okay, it comes down there, most likely it might go down even further to sweep more liquidity, because I really expect price to go up. Okay, this demand zone has potential of doing the job because this, like this supply zone, it did not cross. Let me show you what I mean. All right, so when price taps into the supply zone here, right? And usually in a supply zone, what happens? Price taps into a supply zone, right? And it starts to come down, creating another lower low, another bearish break of structure, right? But in this scenario, look what happened. It tapped into it, It came down and it tapped into this demand. It came down even further, right? Swept some liquidity below this area, right? So now this is a demand zone of swept liquidity, right? Let's see what it does next. Give me an indecision candle, comes down, tap back into another demand zone. And guess what? It sweeps more liquidity below this area here, right? It sweeps more liquidity. Oops. So let's see what happens again. It should break above here. Boom. It breaks above there, telling me that demand just stepped into the market. And guess what? It swept liquidity from that candle as well. All right. So this is telling me what price, this is telling me that supply is not efficient enough and that most likely demand is about, it's telling me that supply is not doing its job, but demand is, right? Because let's go to my 1 minute time frame and let's really break down price. Now, honestly, I was about to enter here, but I'm looking at price and what do I see? I see equal lows. So that means there's liquidity sitting up below this. Now, if price does not sweep that liquidity, um, I'm not going to say it's fine because that means that I'm just a retail trader and I'm going to get stopped out. But it's more of let's see, let's see what price is doing rather than just saying it's fine. So I expect price to come down just a little bit more. Okay, it comes down even more, and guess what? Now it has officially confirmed to me that price is bearish. So guess what? That means all of this is just emptiness, right? All of that did not mean anything because price didn't respect the demand. It's respecting the supply. Now, at first, it wasn't respecting the, I mean, at first, it was not respecting the supply, but now it is respecting the supply. So now that price is officially bearish, right? It is officially bearish, right? My swing high is basically here, right? And my swing low is whenever price starts to reverse. Now, right, and for my opponent interest, how can I mark them? I can simply mark them by looking for points of interest or sub liquidity, and like I can basically mark my supply zones by looking for supply zones or sub liquidity. I don't know why I just put that. All right. So let's actually go up to the extreme point of interest. The extreme point of interest is basically the point of interest that causes price to move. All right. So let's go here. This is my extreme point of interest. This is the area that causes price to even come down here. Price is coming up, it consolidated, it came up even higher, sweeping liquidity, and then that caused price to collapse way down here. So this area up here is my extreme point of interest. And if I was to use the pivot method and look for the pivot candle that led to all of this bearish momentum, right? This is my fractal market shift. That means the liquidity can, I mean, the pivot candle would be here, right? This is the pivot candle that led to all of this. The pivot candle is most likely a candle that looks like this, or a candle that looks like a doji candle. Like that is the pivot candle. That's most likely what the pivot candle is always going to look like for my trade plan. Like the way I trade, that is what the pivot candle is always going to look like. So let's take the time to mark up liquidity. Let's take the time to mark up supply zones that sub liquidity. This is another supply zone that's sub liquidity here, right? Sub liquidity right there, and it caused price to also give me that fractal market shift. So now this is my another supply zone. Also right here is another supply zone. Price came up here, sweeping liquidity above here, and it gave me another supply zone. And price actually tapped into that supply zone here. But let's see what happens when it comes back. All right, and I can mark all of these supply zones, but we're gonna separate them, right? Because every single supply zone is not gonna work, and the way that we determine it is basically by premium and discount. So honestly, I just have to wait for prices to start pulling back, just a little bit. Actually, I'm supposed to be on my 15 minute doing this, not my 5 minute. I didn't even know. I didn't realize I was on my 5 minute, honestly. So let's actually redo that. So this is my pivot candle. You see how this zone doesn't exist? You see how this zone doesn't exist? Right? That's why you really higher time frames hold more power. Like lower time frames, I mean they do, but not as much power as your higher time frame. Right? This okay. This is straight. Okay. So remember I just had like four zones marked up and I only have two? Because higher time frames will apply the same thing. Price looks like it might be reversing. Okay, cool. So if price is reversing, that means this is my swing low. That also means, right? If that's my swing low, that also means that if I pull up my tool or premium and discount, guess what? The top is my premium and the bottom is my discount. At this moment, both these scenarios are very high probability areas, but this area will be stronger because this is the area that caused price to collapse. This is another area that's pretty strong, but it's not as strong as this area, right? You know the terms sell high and buy low. I mean, I don't really go off of those terms, but in this scenario, that's it shows that sell high. Like you don't want to sell when prices way down here. You want to sell right here, right? Sniper entry. You want to sell at least right here, right? Sniper entries. You don't want to look for no B setups, right? So now I know that price is most likely about to reverse and touch one of these zones. So I just wait. Right, it comes down even further, sweeps liquidity. Right. Okay, now price may be turned bullish. So once price gets above, I'll say about here, then oh yeah, it's about there. So price is bullish. Oh no, mind going back down. So guess what? In situations like this, when price doesn't do what I expect, I continue to refine. Literally. I don't get frustrated. I don't start questioning my entry, start questioning my analysis. I literally continue to I continue to analyze price. So I see right here that bro, where is it doing that? I see right here that this is my swing high. Swing low is still not determined. It could be right here, but I don't really know. But I'll just mark it into a price. Bro, at this point I'm just gonna do it like this. I don't know why it's not really doing what I expect. But so in this scenario, I can delete this. In this scenario, since price broke that swing low instead of reversing to my point of interest, right, is most likely looking for some liquidity. And I see that there's a lot of imbalance here. Like this is institutions leaving their footprints. All it is. Like they entered somewhere over here, sub some liquidity, and then entered. But at the same time, all of these errors have been mitigated in a way, like you know. So price could be sweeping liquidity from this inducement, but let's continue to look at price. All right, it continues to go down. All right, it gives me a bullish imbalance and cool. So let's zoom in. All right. So even though this is a break of structure, at the same time, this bearish candle is my liquidity candle. And if I were to really show you this doji candle that you see right here, that is also known as an inducement. So price can wait on there, sweeping that inducement and use that as liquidity. And then it went up. Now I can say the price can wait on here or whatever wait on here, but I look for this area. Price is coming up, it pulled back a little bit and it continued to go up. So this was a swing low, price of liquidity from the area. All right. So honestly, and what I expect or what I should be seeing is I want price to close above here to confirm to me the price is bullish. But I'm not looking for buys, I'm looking for sells. But this is just showing me that okay, price is gonna come back up. So the pivot candle that led to all of this, honestly, I can just mark this whole thing and wait for 15-minute time frame to touch the area. I literally don't do anything. I just wait. And the price doesn't touch it, guess what? I continue to refine, I continue to analyze price. Right? And it got very, very close, but it still did not touch it. Cool. Now it has officially touched my area. So as soon as price mitigates my time frame, mitigates my point of interest, I'll go to my 5 minute time frame. Now, before I even look for entry, I have to ask myself, is this a high probability point of interest? And what makes a high probability point of interest? A point of interest that swept liquidity. Let's zoom in, right? Price came up. Let me get this tool out, right? Price came up, it came down, it came up, consolidated, it came up, then went down. But there was really no liquidity, right? Because if I really, really look at price, that without guessing, without guessing, there is no liquidity sweeper. So guess what? In this situation, that's when I actually need to wait for a liquidity sweep. Now, sometimes price may not give a liquidity sweep, and it might just, like it might just go back down. But if price does not come all the way outside of the zone, price needs to come here. Like it is a need. It is not, or it's a suggestion. Like price needs to come up there and sweep liquidity. So that's what I should anticipate. It taps into it, but I need a liquidity sweep. Boom, and actually it sweeps liquidity from the whole area. So now I'll go back to my 5 minute time frame, right? And now I'll look for my entry criteria. So now this is where I am interested. My eyes are locked in on the screen. I'm sitting up in my chair. I'm very interested now. Let me take a sip of water real quick. So the fact that price swept my 15-minute liquidity and my 5 minute liquidity, guess what? All liquidity is swept. That's a check. Liquidity is swept, right? Two, right? The second thing is price closed below this liquidity candle. And let me zoom in even more. So you see how this bullish candle or this black candle here, this is the candle that swept liquidity. This next candle, in my trade plan, I expect that candle to be closed underneath. And actually it did. And it's very small, like you really can't see it, but yeah, it got closed underneath. And so this will be my entry here. So basically when price comes back up into this area, I will enter. But guess what? There really is not any imbalance. And what I mean by that is any bearish imbalance. But the fact that I'm looking at these wicks, right? And I see that demand went way up here. Sellers pushed it way back down and it closed right here. For this candle, demand pushed way up here. Sellers pushed it back down and it closed right here, right? So it's like, okay, you know, there's a lot of selling momentum in this area, right? So maybe I could look for entry, right? And let's go to my 1 minute time frame just to be even more precise. And that's one thing you're really gonna see about me. Like I like to be very, very, very precise on my entries. Like almost all of my entries, I don't really want to have them sniper entries. No B setups, like very, very sniper entries. So in this scenario, it's the same thing, right? Cause guess what now? This is showing me even more detail. A supply zone. They what swept liquidity. It gave me my fractal market shift, right? It gave me my fractal market shift. And so honestly, if I was to stay on my 1 minute time frame, I really would have been entering about here. And that's a very good entry. But guess what? Since I would have been entering there, that's just showing me that price is not going to go up any higher. So I can actually like snipe this all the way down. Probably not all the way down, but I can snipe this pretty far down. All right. Okay. So I asked myself, I know what my stop loss is. All right, and if you didn't see what I put my stop loss, let me go back. All right, I'm entering on my 5 minute time frame, not my 1 minute. I'm entering on my 5 minute. I'm using my 1 minute time frame as a way to refine my stop loss, right? In this scenario, but at the same time, you also see that my entry point and my 1 minute time frame line up in a way, because this is a pivot candle. So I guess you can say that I'm entering on a 1 minute and a 5 minute at the same time. So this, I really believe that price is gonna literally collapse. Like I don't doubt it. Um, and if it goes up even higher, then it's just sweeping more liquidity. But I have a high, oops, I have a high feeling. Well, not even just a feeling, but more of a certainty. And I know I'm saying certainty in a situation to where this is a game of uncertainty. So I know it's kind of a play on words, but ooh, my bad, stretching. Um, my back was hurting a little bit. That was a good little stretch right now. But I do believe that price is going to collapse, right? And if it does not collapse, then it does not. But one thing I do want to do right before I enter is get one more confirmation because this is a swing high, right? Really, I just want to see if price is going to tap into it. Okay, am I even entered into the trade? I'm not. Okay, now I'm entered. Okay, price is going to collapse. I don't even doubt it anymore. Price is going to collapse. All right, maybe not. It's not. All right. I, bro, I got stopped out again. Okay, so what caused it? More liquidity. Literally, like liquidity. And also, us, I didn't even realize that. Also, um, what also caused it is this right here. I'm trading in a demand in a discount area. That's also what caused it. Now, even though, right, this is my swing high and this is my swing low and this is my, you know, my premium discount. Yeah, that is true. But if I zoom out, right, if I zoom out, I see what this is my swing high and this is my swing low. This is the point that caused price to go down. This is the area that caused price to go up, right? And that's why I just pulled out this tool. Now I don't know why, but for a lot of reasons, I always like find myself doing entering when I shouldn't be entering. Now let's see what happens after this. All right, because really, okay, I can just wait for price to come to this area. Cause I mean, I got invalidated pricing, like pricing my stop loss is fine, right? And as you can see, it came all the way down, or it came down for the most part. So yeah, it was just invalidate. I mean, it just looked more liquidity. So price just literally needed more liquidity, because as you can see, after I got stopped out, what the price do? Continue to go down. And let's look on a 5 minute time frame to see when was this. And maybe I should have waited for that, right? Because I see that this was a swing high, and I did say that on my 1 minute time frame, right? So my 1 minute time frame, I don't know if you remember or if you really heard me, because I know I can mumble sometimes because of my voice. But you see this area that I have marked, this pivot candle. I'd literally say, okay, that's the swing high. I want that to be swept, but I still believed in my trade plan, and I didn't wait for the sweep, and I got stopped out. But I also see that price continue to go up, give me another liquidity sweep, right? Um, and gave me another liquidity sweep, gave me some imbalance. All right, this is kind of some. It's kind of awkward right there. So I probably would have just yeah. This is where I would have entered liquidity sweep. Let me see. This is the liquidity candle. The fact the market should happen about. Actually, I wouldn't. I wouldn't enter right there. I would have entered about. Where was it at? Right, liquidity sweep. Right. Yeah, I would enter about here. So this is where I would have entered it. And I know I just let price run just now and hit my stop loss. Then my would have been take profit, but that is where I would have entered. Let me show you why. So let me delete some of this right quick so you don't get confused. So right, the fact that okay, on my 5 minute time frame, price went up even higher. Boom. Creating a way. An internal breaker structure to the upside. Right. Cool. Yeah, so it went up even higher and then it went up even higher doing what? Sweeping liquidity. Went up even higher, sweeping liquidity. Cool. The sub liquidity, right? Literally, what is this line for? Literally underneath this Canada sub liquidity, which is here. This is the fractal market stuff. And so I honestly would have entered here. This would have been my entry. Stop loss would have been right there. I would have, targeted with the same place that I just targeted. Wherever it was, I honestly forgot. I think it was about here somewhere. One of 18, cool. But one of 19, cool. But yeah, that would have been my entry. But I didn't let price run, as you can see. Like I just let it go. So I kind of could have caught this entry, but it's fine. Um, but yeah, let me put that back, that loss back. So I see this like, cause something that I find myself doing, literally knowing that I shouldn't enter, but still entering because I feel like I'm right. And then price stops me out like a retail trader and goes to my take profit. And honestly, I don't, what you call it? I don't, what's the word? What's the word? I don't see myself as a retail trader. Why? Because I understand more things than a retail trader. Now I know I just entered like a retail trader, but for the most part, a retail trader is not catching a 1 to 19. You know what I'm saying? Like a retail trader is not right. But anyways, um, this was a loss, right? And industry 14 times 50. Let's see here. It is so in this trade. If I was using Top Step, they would have took me out of the trade because I lost 700. And the Top Step, the drawdown, personal drawdown for me would be 500. So they would have just exited me out the trade. So I would never won or lost a trade. They would have just took me out. But in this scenario, I just lost, right? And so I lost $700. So um, I'm gonna screenshot this. I'm gonna document it like later, only because I'm about to look for another entry here after this. After me screenshotting all of this, I just don't want to do too much on this live. That's why I'm gonna screenshot it, come back later, and put it on there. I just need to um I just need to screenshot it right quick. Excuse me. But yeah, liquidity is the key. Like literally, I got stopped out because of liquidity. Guess what? After that liquidity, what price did ran to my? Well, it didn't run to my take profit, but it would have hit my TP. So yeah. And if you hear background noise and whatever else, it's just my family, bro. Like it's like oops, it's damn, it is in the middle of the day, huh? Yeah, you called me? Yep. Um, what else? But yeah, it's in the middle of the day, bro. Like I was about to show you my time, but it's 3:58. Like, and as you just seen just not so like unexpectedly, but yeah. So let's look for another entry. Let's look for another entry. All right. So I might speed run through this a little bit because I know the higher time frame structure and stuff already now. So price is bullish. All right, I'm just gonna mark that just like that. Mark my swing low. Price is most likely not about to come down here right now. Like I said, I'm not live trading, so I mean I'm not like live real trading, so I'm not really like looking for like a you know what I'm saying. I'm just gonna speed through this just a little bit. So I can see right here that the internal structure is bearish, right? This is my last internal breaker structure. That means this is my market shift. Price gave me another internal breaker structure, and is about to create another one. So let's actually wait for that one to be created. All right, instead of looking for another entry right now, let's wait for that. Boom, another internal breaker structure, which is telling me what that price is about to reverse to continue this bearish flow of price. So, where is my supply zone? Let's sub liquidity. Let's see. The supply zone of sub liquidity is about here, literally where I would have been entering at. So, and before we even look for entry, let's look for one more thing. Oh yeah, I'm tripping. I didn't even mark my area. So this is the candle that caused that. So I can mark maybe about kind of confusing. Oh no, all right, I'm tripping. It's this one. Boom, boom. It broke it right there. Wait, let me talk because I'm just talking to myself. Okay, so here I see that this is a liquidity sweep here, and price came up even higher, giving a liquidity sweep above this candle itself. Price closed below this candle, and now this is my fractal market shift. So this is my pivot candle. So this is my extreme supply zone, the sub liquidity, high probability point of interest. And this also is a zone that caused price to collapse, creating that break of structure. So again, high probability point of interest. This is a supply zone also. The sub liquidity. I can mark this as my pivot candle. And honestly, like I have no doubt that I can hit both of these, or I have no doubt that I'm gonna hit a high risk to reward trade. Okay, price continue to go down, continuing. I just need price to reverse a little bit. Okay, cool. All right, and I can see that this is another breaker structure, but that is very minor, a very small breaker structure. I'm just gonna keep these two in mind, honestly. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna keep these two in mind. Now I know, like I said, I know I'm kind of rushing through this, but that this is I already can see what's gonna happen. Now, like I said, yeah, I just wait for price to hit to get up there, honestly. And why am I not marking this area as a point of interest? Look where it's at. It's in the middle of nowhere, bro. It's just sitting there, like price may just run past that. Let me just do this. Price may just run past that. Now, price creates another break of structure to the downside. Like I said, I always reanalyze. Right now, price is consolidating. Let's see. Okay, boom. It creates another break of structure. And guess what? I'll do the same exact thing. Reanalyze price. All right, now if price comes back up, it's literally going to be sweeping all of this liquidity that is sitting here. So I say all of this liquidity sitting here is going to be sweeping all of it. because there's a lot of liquidity sitting there. And like I said, if you hear family, I apologize, bro. Like, all right, get up there, get up there. Still didn't get up there. I think it got up there. It did not. It got very, very close, but it did not get up there. All right, boom. It got up there, but it continued to go up. All right, so it could be coming up here now. Let me see. And I might use that area to. All right, it went right past it, so it could be coming up here or in this area. But like I said, always just be patient and just see what price is doing. Um, Sub liquidity give me the further market shove. Price is coming down, but this does not mean that price is bearish. Now price is bearish. All right, now price is bearish. This is a supply zone, the sub liquidity. Even though I missed that entry, but I wouldn't have know that price is gonna do that. So I just wait for price to get back up here. Now, like I said, I know I'm speeding through this, but I'm trying to see my family need right quick without like stopping what I'm doing. Now, if price just continues to do everything that I don't need it to do, then I may just have to be right back. Cause I'm not trying to stream all day, bro. Like I posted a 1 hour stream today already. After this, I'm done for the day, bro. Like for real, I'm done for the day. All right, I don't know what price it. All right, it's just doing whatever it wants at this point. I can see the price is bearish though. Like, but right now it's just really doing whatever it wants. It's not respecting anything that I'm looking into. All right, let me look for one more thing before I decide to give up. Before I decide to end the stream, let me just see if price is gonna come up to here. That's all I wanted to do. That's literally all I wanted to do is to come up here, bro. Then I could look for entry. All right, it came up there. Yeah, cool. Finally. All right, I'm gonna go back a few candles. Maybe. Do I need to? Yeah. All right, boom. Price came up there. I think my entry model just presented itself as well. All right, let's go to my 5 minute. It came up, so it tapped into my high probability point of interest. All right, if I zoom in on my 5 minute time frame, my pivot candle is about here. Sub liquidity above here. Cool. So I want price to tap back into this area. Cool. Tap back into that area. I need a liquidity sweep from that area. Cool. Got a liquidity sweep. And I know I'm hopping all over the place with my time frames, and I apologize, bro. But I just really want to catch this sniper entry. Now, if price still hits my stop loss, honestly, I'm just gonna blame it on myself because like I'm rushing through this. And this is probably something that you shouldn't do, but this is my 3rd year trading, bro. Like, ain't no way that I can't spot, price by now. You know what I'm saying? So, liquidity sweep. This is the highest candle. Price closed right here. But raw. This is my. And I think I just realized something. So I can add that into my trade. I just realized something, but I'm not going to talk about it right here. I am going to take note of it though. I am going to take note of that. Paste it just right there. Price is heavily bullish, and I'm just trying to look for sales. Am I crazy or what, bro? Price is heavily bearish. I'm bullish, and I'm looking for sales. Do you think I'm gonna get stopped out? I might. I might. I might not. Oh shit! I got stopped out. All right, that's it, bro. I'm trying to get up out here, bro. I love this trade. It's fine, but I got down to a 125, so it's fine. I thank you for watching the video. I thank you for watching the stream. Next time is gonna be more like professional. Like I'm trying to get situated for tomorrow because I do have a job interview tomorrow. I will get situated for that. I'll see you soon. Um, like I said, I'm gonna get more in detail about this. I know in this one I was rushing. I most likely might make one more or two more regular YouTube videos tonight. I'm just really breaking it down because I know in this specific stream itself, I'm rushing. But this is not who I am. I don't rush. Right? I lost because I rushed. I lost because I'm not looking at price. I blame this 1,000% on myself. So this is a loss on me. Um, but yeah, I'm about to go and handle a few things around the house, handle a few things about the job tomorrow, and I will come back and make a few YouTube videos because I don't know when I'm gonna stream again because work is work. I'm about to be working from 10 in the morning to 9 at night. When is their time to stream? And then most likely I'm going to be getting up at 2 a.m. to stream London session. So maybe then. But yeah, if anybody want to connect with me, anybody want to reach out, my Instagram is in my bio. So you can, hook me up, whatever, talk to me about trading. We could talk to each other about trading, whatever it is. But yeah, I appreciate you for watching and I'll see you soon. Peace out.